Hello and welcome to Keely Talks. I hope that you're all okay. We're going to do this a little bit like a video. I'm going to try to. Hopefully I don't get glitched out. We're going to cover an article about Johnny Depp and the ACLU today. Hello to everybody coming in. Hi Angie C and Mary Lynn. How are you both, guys? And I'm glad you have made it. So we know that this thing's going on with Johnny Depp and the ACLU. If you're not already aware and you're watching this video for the first time, getting to know everything, then Johnny Depp has asked the ACLU for documentation, which they haven't provided. Let's just say hello to guys coming in. Hi Tammy and Megan. Hi Linda and Randy J. And Elizabeth, me, how's it going? I hope you're all okay, guys. So it's just me today. Just me. Gary's fast asleep, I think. He's flat out. But like I said, we're going to be covering an article. Hi, Janet O'Brien and Tiffany Daniels. Hello. I hope you're all alright. Hi, Rosa Lang. Everyone's just popping in. This is a very impromptu live. I didn't know that I was going to do this. I was going to do it as a video, but I felt the need to do it as a stream so I can catch up with you guys as well. Hi Steve Cass, how are you, my love? Okay, let me get this article up. So obviously there's a big massive one by the Daily Mail, which I'm not going to read on here today because it is huge. I'll be reading to you for it's like reading a whole book. It's really long. So I'm going to be reading an article by Insider to you guys, and we're just going to discuss it and go over the main points basically. So welcome to everybody coming in. You've seen the thumbnail. You know what we're talking about. Let me know if I start glitching out, because I won't know unless you tell me. So let's get started on this. Johnny Depp is suing ACLU to uncover whether Amber Heard really donated her $7 million divorce settlement to charity. Johnny Depp and his legal team have filed a lawsuit against the American Civil Liberties Union, asking a court to enter an order directing the non-profit organization to show evidence that Amber Heard donated her divorce settlement. Hi, Isling. I know, I'm glad. Thank you for coming to the live stream. I'm glad you've caught it. Depp and Heard divorced in 2016, shortly after their separation was finalised, which we all know. Heard pledged to donate her $7 million settlement to the ACLU and the Children's Hospital, Los Angeles. She didn't just pledge, she actually said that she donated on international TV. The real important news is that both California and Virginia has told Amber to turn over documents, even the one they are asking ACLU to provide. Hi, my love. Thank you for putting that on there. Yes, she is getting investigated. I know, Rose, your name went out my head. I know who you are, but your name just went out my head. Anyway, let's carry on. Earlier this year, while attempting to overturn the ruling in his libel case against the UK newspaper The Sun, Depp and his lawyer argued that Heard lied about donating her full $7 million divorce settlement to charity, and the gesture had been an orchestrated stunt. Now in court documents seen by Insider, Depp is asking the ACLU to disclose how much Heard has donated. Obviously, she's lying because, why are they trying to hide all this? Hi, Emma, my love. Thank you, Angie C, for putting my Discord in there. Okay, where are we up to? The court files say Depp and his legal team seek discovery concerning any donations to the ACLU Foundation by Ms. Heard or in her name and any public statements related to such donations from the ACLU Foundation and Mr. Romero. Communications with Miss Heard are those acting on her behalf concerning her relationship with Mr. Depp and divorce from Mr. Depp from all ACLU witnesses. Discovery concerning Miss Heard's work as an ambassador for the ACLU Foundation. Insiders reached out to representatives for her to comment. The suit continues to demand any evidence concerning the conception, drafting, and placement of the 2018 op-ed article that Heard wrote for the Washington Post, describing experiences as a victim of domestic violence. We know what that is. While Depp is not named in Heard's piece, his legal team insists it is strongly inferred that this article is about him. Depp has filed a separate $50 million defamation lawsuit against Heard in a Virginia court over the article. During the appeals trial against the ruling in his libel case against his son, Depp's barrister, Andrew Caldecott, QC, said, "Hi, Chris. Heard's claim that she was donating her divorce settlement money to charity was a calculated and manipulative lie and tipped the scales against Mr. Depp from the very beginning." Depp was later refused permission to appeal the original wife B verdict. In his closing statements, Lord Justice Injustice Nichols, said the original hearing was full and fair. No, it wasn't. And the trial judge gave 4 reasons for his conclusion, which have not been shown, even arguably, to be vitiated by any error of approach or mistake of law. So that's where we have it. Hi mate, was fast asleep, then Leona started washing the dishes, so here I am. Oh, how are you feeling, my love? Chrissy's had a surgery on her neck. How are you feeling? Steve says, in the court fight with the ACLU, they are asking to also get donation made in her name, not her. Will the person from Mars be the one to donate in her name? I reckon he did donate it in her name, Steve. Obviously, we won't know until we have that proof. But it seems like Johnny Depp's team isn't messing about, because I know that they're asking for like over 39 different things. Do we have a date for the hearing? Hi, girl. How are you, my love? Let me have a look, Mandy J. I'm not 100% sure. Let me try and have a look. Chrissy says, not as bad as I thought I would be, to be honest. Just tired a lot. Oh. That's pretty big surgery. But you're knackered with all the pain meds as well, aren't you? Okay. See, I can't see anything. I don't know if any of you guys know in the chat. Hi, Dive JD and Phantasmagorical. How are you, my love? Yeah, Chrissy had it was a non-cancerous tumour took out of her neck. Thankfully non-cancerous, but she's got like stitches all the way going round here, like staples. It looks so sore, but I bet I'm hoping them medications are keeping you out of pain. Everyone's hoping you feel better. On the 28th, I fully expect Amber to turn nothing over and file another court document. I hope that the judge locks her up until the documents are produced. If she does not, it's nice. Yeah, that's something else that I've not spoke about yet on this channel. That Amber Heard is lost she tried to get it quashed where Johnny Depp was trying to get things I'm getting distracted by chat. Hi, sir. How are you, my love? Johnny Depp was trying to get investigating information. Hi, Laura. Is why words disappearing at my brain? Bloody hell. He was trying to get documentations, everything that he was asking of Amber, she wasn't providing. And then she was trying to quash it. So Johnny Depp has fought that, thankfully, and he's won it in part. There's a few things that he can't have, which is fine. Wasn't all this due in January? Why does she keep getting away with the Stonewall? I know, yeah, it was due in January. She just keeps fighting it off consistently. She just keeps bloody trying to get out of it. Hi, Laurie, NK, hello. Hello. How are you, Phantasmagorical? 1 second. 1 minute, guys. Phantasmagorical, I sent you a link, mate, if you want to come and have a gab with me. Hi, Real Pamstar, how are you doing? Yeah, she's in denial. She thinks that what he's asking for, he's not got a right for, but he has, sorry. Bleeding out. Cannot speak. She gets away with it because of her looks. Men like Muskie are brainwashed. The thing is, though, that ugliness that she holds within her is starting to seep out onto the outside now. Then I hope she gets a huge sanction up her, but yeah, me too. And hopefully she'll have to pay Johnny Depp's legal fees regarding this again. Hopefully. For the longest talk. My stitches are out now, to be honest. More discomfort now more than anything, and my hair feels like it keeps running out my face. Oh my god. And funny feelings all over, like, oh, Chrissy, that would freak me out. Oh, I hope that eases out for you, because that would just proper creep me out, that. Sending you love and healing, my girl. And when you're feeling up for it, you have to come on for one of my random talks, or from one of my spiritual talks, or whatever. You have to let me know. Found the date for the op-ed, 18. Is that the 18th of the 12th? 18. Like, we Brits, we have our dates the other way around, don't we? So the 18th of December 2018. Then Johnny was fired. I'm guessing that's the 23rd of the 12th, 18 for us. From the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, that was planned. Yeah, it's literally like a week, not even a week later. Or, how many days later is that? Bleeding 5 days later. Hello, my love. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you feeling today?
I'm alright. I'm not in as much pain, thank gosh. I was in agony the other day. I had to cancel my Oracle card stream, unfortunately. But I'm a lot better now. My ankles are all swollen up though, but I think that's stress. Like, I'm waiting on test results from my little girl at the moment who's had a temperature and stuff. So hopefully it'll ease up though. I know. There you go, Real Pamstar. I've just answered your question whilst answering Phantasmagoricals. Are we? Excuse me. How are you? Muskie's thinking with his little brain. The thing is, he's really, really clever. That's what confuses me, is because he's very intelligent, but it seems like he's not intelligent when it comes to like relationships.
I think he's book smart and no common sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Good news, because let me just read this off, Steve. Good news, because Johnny is fighting this. The truth has come out, and now most people believe she is an A. Yes, they do, and I'm starting seeing it more and more. Like, I've seen a post on a comic a comic group before about Amber, calling her calling her what you just called her there, Steve, at the end, with over nearly 4,000 people had liked it, and this was on, and you don't really see it a lot on Facebook, really, So it was good to see that kind of support.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think around this ACLU stuff. It's like they obviously got things to hide. They're obviously hiding something. For them to, because the CHLA, they give their information no problem. Like, do you know what I mean? But they seem to be protecting their ambassador, I think.
Yeah.
Amber.
Well, according to Tug, he had his hands on some stuff, and it seems that they don't want to come forth with information because
Hi,
they were in
TJ.
on the hoax. They were in on it to set Johnny up as the face of the Me Too movement. There's emails and there's
Yes, I've seen all
depositions.
that.
Huh?
Where I've seen that where they did it to make it fit into the Me Too movement. So they had it all planned out, didn't they?
Yeah.
For it to all fit into place. But I don't know the dates around that, or obviously I'm just paraphrasing because I haven't got that information in front of you.
Yeah, I don't have it in front of me either, but well, I guess it was back when she accused him and went and got the RO. I guess around that time. I'm not sure. There's a lot to go through. But yeah, I mean, if you were gonna pick somebody to put as the big A word for the Me Too poster or whatever, wouldn't you get somebody that had a history of that? You
Well,
ain't
it's
picked the
like
wrong dude.
I think the whole point of it was to show that even the sweetest, kindest, most loving person in Hollywood can be this person as well. Do you know what I mean? That there can be a monster behind doors. I think that's something that they try to make happen.
Yeah,
Linda, I've got my mic up to the max, so you should be able to hear me, my love. Can everyone else? Can you hear me all right?
I can.
Okay. I get a paranoid about my audio because it glitches out sometimes.
That's okay. We're all learning here, I think.
I know. What's Steve saying? Yeah, I think the ACLU is trying to protect a past employee and their reputation. I think they now know they hired yeah. Because the evidence is, you can't ignore all this evidence that's come out. Like, the fact that there's pictures of JD at public events with black eyes.
Yeah,
With
lacerations.
with glasses on, trying to hide it, and with her with marks on her knuckles at the same events.
Yeah.
Got no problem with sound. I can hear you fine. Got no problems. Oh, that's good. Chrissy said where's it gone? I set up a perfume business whilst I was in my sick bed. Haha, you can't keep me down. Go, girl, go, yeah. I'm so happy for you. Linda says, I have to have an extra plug to plug my headphones into my phone. So stupid. And I hadn't pressed it in hard enough. Bloody hell. Well, there you go. I was. At least you can hear me now, Linda. I hope. Well, there's been so much dropping at the moment.
Yeah.
See, says it sounds fine. Did it sound all right when I was reading that article? Because when I did one yesterday, for some reason I was totally fine, and as soon as I started reading, it started glitching out on me. Like, seriously, you're gonna do this right now? So hopefully that was all right when I was reading that article. ACLU is covering up a lot of things.
And
What do
also,
you?
Musk being one of their biggest benefactors or whatever, donator, whatever, that ties into it too, because she cheated on Johnny with him. So it's
Yeah,
all woven and tied in together. It's crazy. But I'm
yeah, it
proud of
is.
Johnny. I'm proud of him for going after him. He deserves to have the truth be known.
Yeah, it does. It does, and she basically had him in her marital bed when, um, when she was with Johnny, and I think that's just so sad.
So
Um,
disrespectful to give him a key to Johnny's penthouse.
yeah,
I don't know.
I know. A key to the penthouse and a key to the garage. Private keys to go up in that lift. Like, come on
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Now I can hear you, Frankie. I'm playing my shoe. My stupid's on the fact that it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Oh, love, I'm sorry it's so late for you. What tangled web? Yeah, it's like the plot is thickening fast, and
Mm-hmm.
we've still got a year until the case as well. She's done
Imagine what.
some. Sorry,
I'm sorry.
so what was she saying? Go on, love. What was
I
you
was just
saying?
gonna say, imagine what all's gonna come out by that time. I think it's gonna be glorious.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
didn't
it
even
is.
off.
Are you
Sorry.
right? You're all right. I hate cutting people off as well. I'm the same. She's done so much. She needs to pay for it.
Yeah.
That's why she keeps doing this. Money backing her, and nothing has happened. Yeah, she thinks that
Yeah.
she can get away with it, but if you notice, she's been very quiet on social media recently. I wouldn't be surprised if she's had her socials took away from her, so she stops putting her foot in it. I don't know if you've
You
noticed
mean
that she has.
you mean like
Yeah,
her PR team has taken it away like a child?
yeah. Like, you cannot go on social media anymore. You keep misbehaving.
Oh.
Does anyone know if he's pressing charges for the NDA? I've not heard anything around that as of yet, Anja. I don't know if anyone else has heard anything in the chat. That's to say, Johnny deserves justice. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. The thing is, because I don't have that many, I can try and keep up with most of these comments in here at the minute, which is good. It is entertaining to see her put her foot in it. I wish they'd give her the social medias back. We
Yeah.
basically knew every time that she had wine when she was on there. I've
I
not
was
heard
just gonna
anything
say
either.
that.
I know. Mm. Oh,
I was just
Amber's
gonna
drug
say
people.
she had the wine and they probably slapped that out of her hand too. Don't know.
Karma will bite her in the ass in the long run. Exactly, it will. And CJ says, unfortunately, JD said, what is mine is yours, but she took it literally. No, cow, not after you screwed him over. And that's the horrible part, is that she basically took his kindness a weakness. And I hate people who do that when they see a gentle soul who's just loving, and they just take that as if that they can just have it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She knew what she was doing.
I heard a rumor yesterday that AH and Rocker both failed a polygraph test. Well, that's a rumor. I've not heard that, Gina. I have to wait to see it come up, but it wouldn't surprise. They probably would fail a polygraph with all their lies.
You'd probably start smoking.
I know. Why
Running
is
out.
I know. Why is no one talking about Musk's first wife YouTube video? She clearly shows her ex-husband has tried to run her life. He forced her to have blonde hair and stated she was an employee. I'm not seeing that, Steve. Send me a link to that and I'll watch that in a bit. Love if you can. I don't know where you can send it though. If you can put a link to it in the chat, I'll try and copy and paste it.
I'm gonna spell this out. That was Steve that asked that question.
Mm-hmm.
Is he referring to the ROOFIE situation?
Let's see. Let's see if he says it. Yeah, she has been posting a lot of throwbacks on her Instagram, making out like she's training for Aquaman when clearly it's pictures from years ago. Let's see. Yeah, they take advantage of others' kindness, like what happened to Rob. Exactly. Like when people see a kind soul, like Johnny Depp, like our own Rob's views, they think that they can take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Right?
About her training, you've heard Tug refer to Yellow Flash. Well, I
Yeah.
watch them every Saturday night. They have a live, and Yellow Flash has good sources like Tug does, and he said that he could confidently confirm that she is in training and will be in Aquaman 2. So maybe
I
more
believe that
will come out of that. I don't know.
I believe that she is going to be in Aquaman 2 unless something happens. But that picture that she did put on her Instagram was from a few years ago, and she re-put it on.
Yeah, with the shoes, the
Yeah,
pink shoes or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Gary's just woke up. He was
Oh,
asleep, that's right. He might come on in a bit. Or he might just come and chill out in the chat. We'll see. Back, why is Fanta on the screen? Because she's come to join me. I was all alone, so she came to join me. So I didn't. I
who
wasn't
said
just.
that?
That was Gelf.
Of course it
Gelf.
was.
She wants nothing, yet in the audio she was more concerned about not having her own place, and JD reassured her. Exactly, even in the face of everything that she did, he just wanted to make sure that she was alright. He wanted to make sure that she had somewhere to live and that her career wasn't going to get hurt, and he knew that it would get hurt by this. And okay, she hasn't had the repercussions yet, but when all this is fully out there, then repercussions will hit her hard. Like Johnny Depp's still working. He might have lost Pirates of the Caribbean and Fantastic Beasts, and he might have had his name blackened, but he's still being hired, thankfully. He's what she's done to him is she's darkened his name, and all he cares about is his children at the end of the day, I feel anyway. The fact that his children have been called that their dad is this name, and that must be so horrible. Tiff wants a link. 1 minute, Tiff.
Well, the phone call, the last phone call where you hear him when he's finally done with her, where he's talking about his children and how Jack has to go to school and have this said about him, his dad, and she never even pauses and just goes right into her. Never even considers those children, and that is so sad. Because Johnny, I think right after that, it was like, okay, I'll see you in court. I mean, she gives no shits about anybody, nobody but herself.
Yeah.
And these simps think that she cares about them. No, she doesn't. She's using them. And that's all she does is use people. Sorry, I ranted.
No, you ran away because I'm trying to find the message to send this link to Tiff.
Okay.
So you're totally fine. You're like saving me right now. Because I'm just trying to find. Otherwise, I'll be like, 1 minute, guys. 1 second. Right, I found you, Tiff. Check your inbox now, love. I've sent you the inbox. I just blocked that person who's being weird. Chrissy's sending us kisses. I think she's going to sleep. I think I miss it though.
Sweet dreams.
No,
Feel
my
better.
love. Yeah, it's like past 12 in the morning. That MMH, I blocked them, by the way. I don't know if you've seen what they put in the chat, but I blocked them. Here's a link to an article talking to Elon's. Right, I'll read that article now. Let me get it. Let me go on the chat on my phone. Rose, and I'll find it. And we'll see what that's about, because I did not see that. It's from 2015. It's Tiff.
Hey.
Hi, love.
Hello.
I'm just about to read an article about Elon's wife.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be interesting. I've heard of this before.
Well, I haven't. I'm totally new here with this. Hi, Tanya. Welcome. Okay, let's get to it. So the article is called "Billionaire Elon Musk Endured Psychological Torture from His Father and Told His First Wife She Was Fired, and then married the 22-year-old virgin he met at a London club, telling her he wanted to show her his rocket." Ew! Sorry.
Oh my God. Seriously?
This is my favorite meal.
Oh my God.
Right, anyway.
What the fuck? Sorry.
The way you went, ew.
Because I did not need them visuals in my mind. Okay,
Nobody needs that visual. I'm going to pretend that never happened. Kind of like the prequel Star Wars movies and the 3 after. It doesn't exist in Tiffany headcanon world.
That's okay, Jay. Right, let me read this to you, and then we'll see what it's about. Try and get through it. Right, sustaining marriage for the 40... I just get laughing, I'm sorry. Sustaining marriage for the 44-year-old billionaire and entrepreneur and innovator is almost as challenging as developing his electric car Tesla, designing rockets that deliver supplies to the space station SpaceX, or founding PayPal. Silicon Valley tycoon Elon Musk, called the Thomas Edison of our time, remains married to his second wife, Tallulah Riley, after divorcing her once, marrying her twice, and tearing up a second set of divorce papers. Tallulah met her man at London's West End club Whiskey Mist in Mayfair in 2008, when he was trying to clear his head after divorcing his first wife, Justine Wilson, after a 6-year marriage that produced 5 children. Introduced by the club's promoter, Musk was aroused by the curvy, sultry-eyed actress who arrived with a girlfriend, wearing a full-length flowing gown showing her dazzling figure, describes author Ashley Vance in Elon Musk. Let's see where it goes. She did look great, but what was going through my mind was, oh, I guess they are a couple of models. You know, you can't actually talk to most models. But Tallulah was really interested in talking about rockets and electric cars. They had lunch the following day, and Musk told Tallulah, still a virgin at 22. Why do we need to know she's still a virgin? Like, why is that important?
Yeah, why isn't this information I need to know?
Exactly. Hi, PB. I'll send you a link if you want to come and join us, love. Let me get it. You might not be able to, but I'll send you one anyway. 1 minute.
When you said she was interested in rockets, I about lost it.
Do you want to see me rocket? Ew.
When she said that she was interested in rockets, I about lost it.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus God, no.
Right, okay. Let's see where we are. We don't need to know, like, where she is in her sexual life. Like, why is that important? Right, okay. They had lunch the following day, and Ross told Tallulah, still a virgin, that he wanted to show her his rockets. I was skeptical, but he did actually show me rocket videos, Tallulah stated. They met up again in Beverly Hills several weeks later, and lying in bed together at the Peninsula, I can't pronounce that hotel. He asked her to marry him. He didn't have a ring, so he suggested they shake on it, and they did. He later gave her 3 engagement rings, a giant one, an everyday ring, and a third with a diamond surrounded by 10 sapphires. I remember him saying, being with me was choosing the hard path. I don't quite understand at the time, but I do now. It's quite hard, quite the crazy ride. Tallulah thought she was stepping into life with a world-conquering, jet-setting billionaire. It turned out to be a baptism by fire. His divorce was not final from Justine. He was short on cash, and his 2 big investments, SpaceX and Tesla, desperately needed cash infusions. He had intense nightmares that made him yell out, climb on her, and start screaming in his sleep. Bloody hell. She saw him through a very rough period of borrowing hundreds of thousands of dollars, burning through $4 million a month to keep his projects alive, borrowing from friends to make payroll, and negotiating with investors. He retreated within himself. He lost a lot of weight, bags formed under his eyes, and he looked like death itself, Riley said. I remember thinking this guy would have a heart attack and die. He seemed like a man on the brink. That is until SpaceX metamorphosed. What? Right, anyway, carry on. From the joke of aeronautics industry into one of its most consistent operators. SpaceX sends a rocket up about once a month, carrying satellites for companies and nations and supplies to the International Space Station, and has once again made the United States a player in the worldwide commercial launch market. While turning Tesla into a star of modern American industry, the marriage with Tallulah was over and the couple divorced. They were apart for less than a year before getting back together again. I just wasn't happy, Riley said. I thought maybe I had made the wrong decision for my life. But she came back to Elon because of the lack of viable alternatives. I looked around and there was no one else nice to be with. Number 2 is that Elon doesn't have to listen to anything. Number 1, he doesn't have to listen to anything that doesn't fit into his worldview. But he proved he would take shit from me. He said, let me listen to her and figure this thing out. He proved that he valued my opinion on things in life and was willing to listen. I thought it was quite a telling thing for the man, and that he made the effort, and then I love him and missed him. Right. This is going to go on and on for fucking ages. It just goes on and on and on. I feel like I'm reading you a book, almost.
Who's
But
the mother
anyway,
of his child?
isn't that Justine? She had 5 kids with him, Justine, and his first wife. Hi, Hen. He was Amber when he was married to Tallulah. I didn't know that. This is a link to the 21-minute video. I hope you folks can use it to get the video. I'll check that out, Steve. Make sure you put it down there in the comment. Yes, please do sub to Tiffany and Phantasmagorical as well. What is Keely reading? I was reading an article that Rose sent to me about Elon's wife, that wife Tallulah, his second wife. It was very random, but there we go. We read it anyway. Hi Anna, how are you? So, Tiffany, you not had a chance to have a gab yet, my love. What are you feeling regarding the ACLU? Phantasmagorical, you can keep your cam on or off. Don't feel awkward that you're the only one with your cam on. It's up to you, love. But
I might turn it off and go smoke.
yeah,
Well, regards to the ACLU, I kind of mainly already said it. My vid covering the whole thing. I mean, if they're going to keep stonewalling him, of course he's going to do a motion to compel. That's just common sense. And the fact that they are stonewalling proves his point that they have something to hide. So it really just depends on what the Court of New York wants to do. Do they want to just get this over it? Like, just produce the documents the man is asking for. I mean, most judges, at least around here, would be like, give the man what he wants and go your way. We're New York. We have things that we need to be dealing with right now. Why are you even taking up this court's time with this nonsense? Just give him what he wants.
Yeah.
Just my opinion on it.
It just makes them look worse and worse.
Oh, I
Exactly.
have a bone to pick with them already. I mean, I've told you all, guys, they've done nothing to assist or back any of us who have fought the JRC, not even when the FDA hearings were going on. We had over 30 organizations sign the letter in regards to the ban on electric devices, and we had lawyers' offices from all over the world that signed that document. But the ACLU, the so-called People's Champion, were nowhere to be found. So they are not the organization they put themselves out there to be. They want that bright and shiny star that they can parade around and be all like, look, see, we're doing good, when they're not.
You need an organization to save us from that organization.
Night, Jay. Oh, PB's flirting with Hen in the comments, I think. Love is in the air. So, I don't know if you see that.
Shameless flirts.
Yeah, look at this. Ah, so cute.
Oh, let them shamelessly flirt. It doesn't always have to
Tiffany, you was very right. You seen it from the get-go, didn't you, anyway?
I generally do.
There you go.
Oh,
sorry, I was just
rocket. I can't. I can't with the love rocket.
That just made me lose my head. Like, ew, I did not need to know that. He must have some love rocket. I know he's messaged me before. On him, because I mean, 280 billion isn't enough to make a state of him. Exactly, Tanya. He said, well said, Tiffany. Hi, Gary Barry. Good morning. He's been asleep. Match made in Tube Heaven. I know all these little couples getting created by YouTube. Hi, Gary. We do not need to flirt in the chat. Well, it happens. I've seen it. My eyes have been open.
Double date YouTube stream. Come on, guys.
She saw something we didn't. Denial.
All I know is now that I have a Papa Bear, now I have a Mama Bear.
Right, Linda says, saying, no way, I'd never go near him. Exactly. Like, ew, Tanya, really, with the emojis.
Man. No, folks, you don't need to turn YouTube on as a dating site. What you need to do is talk to Tammy. Tammy is our fixer-upper here. And she's the one who sees the things. And it was Miss Tammy who was pointing Miss Keely and Gary towards each other. So Miss Yinta of YouTube, as I like to call her, being a Fiddler on the Roof fan.
Well, since I just live right across the river from her, I need to hit her up. Maybe she knows somebody local.
I know. instead of the other side of the world. ACL, I know you got like save money up if you find somebody on the other side of the world. ACLU is a corrupt organisation. I think there is some fraud involved in the case with AH and the ACLU, namely Anthony Romero. I think that's how you pronounce that name. That is why they won't give documents. I know, but they're getting sued now, aren't they? So they're going to have to provide them documents. I'll take his money. He can keep his rockets to himself. I know nobody wants to be seeing them rockets, do the rocket.
Nope.
That's just so gross. That proper grossed me out. I got lucky with OkCupid, LOL, met my BF on there. LOL, we are still shocked. Is that a dating site, Emma? What's OkCupid? Never heard of that one.
It is.
Hi, Jackie. PB and I was just a happy coincidence. Oh, that's so cute, though, Hen. I'm very happy for you. I'm old-fashioned. I'm at my BF at work. Loads of love in the air at the moment. It's a dating site. I never heard of that one, but I don't need no dating sites anymore, so it's awkward. I think there's a new dating game on TV. Is it Tammy shooting arrows? No worry, Anna. Take yourself to bed, love. Not going to be on in now for much longer anyway. Because we covered that article. It's all just having a gab now. Neither was I initially. Neither was I. Neither was Gary either. That just happened by coincidence as well.
And of course, Tammy knows things and I know things. You would think someone with my diagnosis would not be able to catch on to people so quickly. But yeah. Called it both times.
Yes. The thing is though, like when you found out, Tiff, it was already things like happening at that point. Then, but Tammy, like literally like 2 days before, she got it. But Gary was being very obvious, I think, and Hen and PB have been very obvious, I think, as well. Both of them.
If I can tell, you're obvious.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You've been being really obvious. I thought using electrical therapy was illegal. I didn't run through over the cuckoo nest show how terrible that treatment is. Is that talking about the thing that you're covering, Tiff? There, I forgot the name. With the electric shocks.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not when it comes to these poor autistic kids. You'd be surprised what people get away with in the name of treatment when it comes to disabled kids. Adversive therapies is a thing, and it's not just electroshock, it's also food deprivation, sensory deprivation. It's a reward system where if you perform an activity right, an award would be considered going to the bathroom or getting to eat lunch at that place.
Like lab rats.
It's freaking awful. And adversive therapies has been going on for quite some time. It hasn't been until relatively recently that they finally started falling out of favor. And now the ABA, which brought the adversives to the forefront, is now finally starting to come under some heavy questions. So those of us who are part of that campaign to call it into question are getting very heavily trolled, and our channels hit. It's the same thing with stains, only these people can be 1,000 times more vicious than they ever thought to be.
Yeah.
They
It's
haven't found
awful.
my channel yet.
They haven't what?
They haven't found my channel yet, but it's only a matter of time.
Hen says it wasn't obvious to us, but it was obvious to all of us. We all could see it from a mile off. Well, I could anyway.
Gary was so freaking obvious. Like, he was like 5 minutes from starting to sing you love sonnets.
Oh, God.
That's how obvious it seemed to me. Like, any minute now. Any minute.
Somebody put that as well. Somebody put that here. Where was it? Gary Depp, obvious, haha, with his 7 Eden. That's funny.
Yeah,
But
Real Panther has it right. Regular electric shock is not what they do at the JRC. They do electric skin shock, which is a little bit of a different animal. It's definitely more harmful and horrifying because those machines, by the creator's very own words, are designed to hurt people.
yeah.
Does it burn the skin?
It does cause skin burns, muscle tense ups. There's some long-term effects, especially for those who are put on the 4-point boards. As far as body damage and mental damage it can do, unfortunately, the whole data is not quite out yet. These kids are still relatively young, but there's some long-term mental damage. There's PTSD. There's severe skin burns. When you're talking about electric skin shocks that are 10 times more powerful than another skin shock device like a police taser, I mean, these are things that were we put on international criminals or terrorists, the world would rise up in protest. But somehow it's considered okay if it's in the name of treatment for autistic kids.
It's not okay at all. Steve says, I'm shocked. Folks like me thought the therapy was made illegal after the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo Nest came out in 1975. A 60 minutes exposure back then. I'm glad you're talking about this. Obviously, it needs talking about.
Yeah.
It does need talking about.
And it leaves me speechless.
Yeah. There's a lot of us that need educating more on it. And that's why it's amazing, isn't it?
I've been doing the videos. Steve, Cass, if you want to come by my little channel, I've been doing back-to-back videos covering the whole affair, starting all the way back to the beginnings of the JRC, back when they were the Behavioral Research Institute. I started it with Stop the Shocks campaign reignites. That's a very triggering video. It shows the actual footage of Andre McCollins when he was strapped to a 4-point board and shocked over 31 times over a 7-hour period without food or water. And you hear his screams. And even though it's a very triggering video, and it's not something I would recommend people see on a day-to-day basis, I felt like people needed to see it. They needed to see what was going on because the mainstream media sure as hell is not covering it.
How old is he?
He was 18 years old. There was another guy, Richard Torres. They put him on the skin shocks when he was 8.
Oh, God. I don't know how they think that this is okay. Oh,
some kids are as young as 5 years old. Yeah.
My son's girlfriend, her little boy, he's autistic, but she doesn't do those kinds of things with him. You know what I mean? She has a lot of patience. and because he's one of three, and the other two are fine, but I've watched her with him, and she's very patient and caring, and she understands him, where, like you said before, some of these parents don't take the time. They just shove them in a facility and hope they'll miraculously get cured through being shocked and tortured.
What's really disturbing are there are parents, and I've been showing these videos that come directly from the JRC, who really drink the Kool-Aid. They become their true believers. They believe this facility saved their child's life, that their kids are better now, that their kids are happy when they come to see them. They're able to talk now. They keep saying the internet doesn't show you the whole story. And I keep saying, honey, it's not just the internet. We've had this place investigated multiple times ever since its inception. But the crimes that have happened there have been well documented. There have been 6 people who have died due to this facility.
Didn't you say that there was supposed to be a cease order in 2020, but because of the stuff going on with the world, that it didn't go through?
Basically, they didn't enforce the ban because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Of all things, if that's not the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And now the JRC and the parents that support them, who are those true believers, have filed a countersuit against the FDA. And as long as they're fighting the ban, they can continue to use the GED devices as long as they're still in question. And this can be in litigation for years. So I felt very, very bound to go over the entire history, go through the FDA hearings, and just show not only just them, but the organizations that support them, like Autism Speaks. Here's a little horror story for you. There is a partnership between them and the non-for-profit Autism Speaks. They promote the Judge Rotenberg Center as a provider during their Walk Now for Autism walks in some states. So that's why I will never support Autism Speaks. I will never donate to Autism Speaks. As long as they continue to back that horrible center, I want nothing to do with them.
I don't blame you. And it's good that you're bringing this to attention, because some of us may have supported it not knowing, thinking that they were doing good things.
Not to mention, with Autism Speaks, out of all the billions and billions of dollars they receive every year, the Autism Self-Advocacy Network went digging through their public receipts. Only 4% of that goes to autism families out of the billions and billions of dollars. All the rest of it goes towards a quote-unquote research for a cure, which could mean anything. Nobody knows where that billions and billions are going. I assume it's going straight into Susan Wright's pocket.
Aren't they obligated to show receipts if someone asks for it? I mean, I know they could lie.
But they can use jargon and obfuscation language. It's like any other corrupted non-for-profit. I'm sure the ACLU does it all the time.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm being quiet. I won't be a minute. That is so horrible, though. Everyone's saying that they didn't, like Jackie's saying, I've never heard of any of this until I met you. I feel so heartbroken. I've been so misinformed. Yeah, because they're covering it up, aren't they? How did they get away with it? It sounds like the 1800s.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, when it comes to autistic people, when it's called treatment, when it's called medicine, and it's not just the JRC, when it comes to some of these researchers and their so-called sound therapies, I did a video on just yesterday. They not only do they get away with it, but they get government funding for it. The JRC is, by and large, a publicly funded school. They get money from public schools and all kinds of other organizations. They pulled in last year $73.8 million. They get $258,000 a student there.
Wow.
Wow.
Take care,
Well-
Rebecca. Thank you for coming, love.
That's
Bye, Rebecca.
disturbing. That much money a year for essentially torturing students and making these parents truly believe that they're saving their kids. They're very good at what they do. They're very good at convincing these parents.
I can kind of, not making excuses, but I can kind of understand where the parents are, because when I go to my doctor, and we're talking about, treatment and stuff, and he'll ask me something and I'll be like, well, what do you think? Thinking you're the doctor, you have to know better than I know, so I can see where they kind of go off with that a little bit.
Here's the thing. I understand desperation from parents. Not everyone is like me on the spectrum. I
Yeah.
understand that. I worked for the state, for God's sake. I've been in the homes with the bars on the windows, with desperate parents saying, I don't know what to do. They're self-harming. Sometimes they hurt us without meaning to. I get it. I understand. I understand being that level of desperate. What I
Yeah.
don't understand is when you think the only answer is to then take them to a school where they're going to be tortured. That's going to compound problems. That's going to build more rage, not less. What I usually advise, what is the most common sense thing to do, what they say is it's this or drug up your kids. And that's not true. There's a third and fourth option. There's positive behavioral reinforcement, which has been evidence-based for years, has worked really well. Jennifer Masumba, who is a survivor, is now under that program, and she's done very, very well with it. She has her own YouTube channel. I'm actually subscribed to it. And in her video, I included the link to her channel. And there's also the most common sense thing is behavior is language. Whether people realize it or not, behavior is language. When someone is having a behavior, they're communicating something. Something's upsetting them. The most common sense approach would be something's triggering that behavior. Let's find out what it is. We know common problems with autism. Is it sensory? Is there something going on in the room that my son needs to stop? Is something like that going on? Is it because I'm trying to force him to communicate on my level instead of learning his or hers?
Yeah. My
So
son's girlfriend
if we try
said
to
that.
find what's triggering it and then deal with the triggering problem, then what happens to the behavior? Exactly.
Again, real star. So it got struck for deleted stream. Is this again, or is this the one that already happened?
Oh dear God! Again.
I'm just about to. Because obviously I'm going to be finishing on here soon. Hi, Rhonda. Going to be driving it to a close. Yes. Oh my God. Let me just check that out on Twitter. Because I'm guessing he would have put it on there.
Steve Cass, he asked about charities that help. In my video I did today, there is a list of organizations that signed on for the FDA ban letter that kind of got the hearings going back a few years. Any of those are good. There's TASH, there's Parent to Parent, there's Outcome. There's quite a few that are listed on there that would be real good charities to give to. I would recommend giving to one of the disability law offices that do non-for-profit, lack of a better word, I'm going to go Missouri, some lawyering, do some lawyering for us at no cost to us. That's a really good organization. You should find them in that list. I'll make a list of them as well. I need to find their websites anyway.
Yeah, you can make a list and then we can check them charities out, check them foundations out. Hi Gavin, welcome to
Hey
the
guys.
stream.
Hey,
How are you?
Gary.
Hi. Hey
Hi.
Tiffany.
Hey, Gary.
How you doing?
Pretty
Sorry guys, I was
good. And sorry, I just keep finding these comments here. Janie, even with eating or bathing, there's more sensory things going on when eating or bathing than a regular person would think about. They just simply wouldn't occur to the regular person. So if it's eating, is it what they're eating that's bothering them? Is it the temperature of the food? Is it a spice that is causing them pain? Sensory issues can be extremely painful. They're not phobias, they're literally physically painful. Bathing can be the same way. There's a lot of sensory things going on when one is bathing. It can be temperature, it can be even the material of the tub or the shower that is being used. It can be the sound of the shower. For those who are have issues with certain sounds, just a constant barrage of water on porcelain causes some autistics quite a bit of pain. So it's the sort of things you got to think through that you don't necessarily always think about when you're just a regular old person. It's just thinking, oh, I'm going to eat, I'm going to take a bath. There's more going on. You just kind of broaden your mind a little bit and think about what all goes into these activities.
My son's girlfriend, her son, she said she had gone through like 4 Christmas trees because I guess the lights blinking and stuff would trigger her son and he would just tear them to pieces. So I think she started just not putting lights on him. I mean, like I said, she's patient with him and figures it out, like you say, Tiffany, just broaden your mind and try to think and put yourself in their situation. If you can't verbalize it, you're watching their body language, and that tells a lot, like you said.
Like if a kid starts eating and they start getting agitated, like really upset, then that means something in that food, something about that food is causing them sensory issues. For example, mine when I was younger, talking about uncontrollable, was chocolate pudding. And my mom never made me eat it, but my aunt was going to force me to eat chocolate pudding. And I kept telling her I was crying. I kept telling her no. I was getting real agitated. But she forced me to eat it all anyway. And she found out the hard way because I puked all over her wall and was crying.
Aw.
I couldn't handle the sensory. Something about pudding, especially chocolate pudding, makes me feel sick. I can't even be in the same room where chocolate pudding is being made without feeling nauseous and extremely sick to my stomach.
Hey,
Wow.
Tanya. That's the thing, people, with autism, they get triggered in different ways by different textures of food. But, this is a subject that needs to be spoken about and on a broader scale. We need to set up a stream really officially, for this, and people can get educated on a larger scale, hopefully.
Right. I would love to do it, but I think it needs to be done on a larger channel than mine. I'm a small channel, and there's only so many people I can reach right now. I think it would need to be like on somebody like Rob or Stevie or Les's channel where there's more people to be able to get the information out and then they can distribute it. Because I do what I can and I do quite a bit for my own channel. And you just see here in the chat tonight from some of the people who are commenting, a lot of people don't even know that I'm doing these types of videos. So getting it a stream like that, but get it on a larger channel with more reach would
Yeah.
probably be the best idea.
Yeah, definitely. Then you can hopefully get more people educated. What was I totally lost what I was gonna say now. Yeah.
No, that is a good idea, though. You should definitely reach out to them and see if they'd be down to do something like that. Because, yeah, it is something that needs to definitely be put out there. And the whole shock thing, I don't even understand. What do they think they're gonna accomplish with that? You know,
It's
besides
based on
just
this.
torture.
It's based on this idea from this guy from back in the day. Back we're talking 30s. Here, back when this thing was, that type of treatment was more commonplace. Let's face it. And his name was B.F. Skinner, and he was trying to prove that you can modify behavior with electricity by experimenting on starving animals. If that doesn't sound sadistic, I don't know what does.
Goodness.
But B.F. Skinner was Matthew Israel, the founder of the JRC's mentor. So he took the next step with what B.F. Skinner was doing with those animals and wanted to apply it to kids with autism, people with behavioral issues, people with mental illness, to modify their behaviors in the hopes that by doing so, he would make them more normal and better able to cope with society.
More normal. Yeah, right.
So that's
just
where it
gonna
all
make people-
comes from. That's where the concept comes from.
All that's gonna do is make people deathly afraid of electric shocks. Like even if you rub your socks on the rug and you touch somebody and you get that little shock, it's gonna freak them out.
Well, that kid, Andre McCollins, you can't even use a phone or a remote control around him to this day. Because how they would do it is you have these electrodes that are attached to the back of the calves of your legs, to your torso, and to your arms. And you're first to wear it as a battery, as a backpack on your back. And you are forced to wear this 24 hours a day. And if you engage in what they consider triggered behaviors, which can include full body tense-ups, it can include screaming or saying no, it could be protesting the student next to you getting shocked, it could be you get out of your seat without permission, or in Andre's case, it was because he refused to remove his coat. And when they felt they needed to restrain him because he was fighting it and he wanted to get away, that's when they pulled him into the room and they first tried a restraint chair. They have a restraint chair. And when that didn't work and he got away and started getting under one of the tables, that's when they brought in this 4-point board and strapped him to it.
Gotcha. That's horrible. I'm sorry, I wasn't laughing at what you were saying. I saw Tanya's comments.
No, and literally the first
My
shock
phone on my face.
came from the removal of the coat. The other shocks came from the quote-unquote targeted behaviors. But they called his full body tense-ups, his screaming, and him begging him to stop as targeted behaviors, for which he received more shocks. If that's not the most disgusting and horrifying thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, that's horrible. Yeah, you definitely need to set up that stream though. Like, talk to Stevie, Les, or one of them with the bigger platforms, and get this message out there.
Yeah, you need a dedicated stream for it, really, as well. Rather than
you can always dedicate your own stream and then just invite people to the panel, and the ones
Very true.
with the
It's
big
just I
panels, they can
found
show up.
because I've done videos on it, and there's been streams where we've like talked about JD for all of 5 minutes and started going into these topics, and it's reached quite a few people. It's just not quite the same platform, so it doesn't reach quite as many as I would like.
Yeah,
That's why I would hope to like go on a bigger channel.
yeah. Well, like you were saying, you set up a stream and then invite these bigger channels onto your panel, and then
I know Rob will show up if he can.
No, absolutely, we'd all show up for that.
Yeah, and another good thing to do is like share it on like subreddits on Reddit. Make sure you use tags and like high what I forgot the term is now. You know, standing out thumbnails and stuff. In your description, make sure you add tags so you can tag people in the autistic community. Because you can do that on your under your description when you're putting it up. You can add tags there, so it'll reach the algorithms on YouTube where you want it to go properly. It'll get you more views, but definitely share before you do your live stream. Share it on like subreddits. Find the subreddit that is great for your content. Share it on there, obviously, and share it on the likes of Facebook as well.
I already do. I do. Pretty much all of my first subscribers before I got involved in the JD community are all from Facebook. My Facebook is literally dedicated to only two things: autism advocacy. A good amount of my autism moms are my first-time subscribers. And I have organizations like SWAN, Southwest Autism Network on there, as well as my own groups I created in my region. We haven't had a face-to-face meet in quite some time, but working on it. But yeah, I use it for that and for family, and that's pretty much all I use it for.
Yeah. Oh crap! I just showed my sleepy face.
No. You look good. Not fair.
Join me. I'm up here all.
You know what? I'll make you feel very.
You don't feel alone.
There you go.
There we are.
And I have fuzzy hair, and
everybody's here. We love the fuzzy hair.
Apart from the host.
Yeah, really. Where are you at?
Smoking.
I did.
Yeah, I had one too while I was trying to figure out my Wi-Fi thing. That's why I kept going in and out.
So you weren't here at the beginning of the stream, Gary, when we was talking about that Johnny Depp has sued the ACLU to get these documents to find out if Amber has actually really donated anything to them.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard any of that or if you were still asleep at that point.
$5 says he was asleep.
No, I was listening for a little while, but I was just trying to get myself sorted out. Yeah. And
yeah.
Crashed out on the floor. I mean, you can still see my blanket down there. I was
how
tired I was.
I have done it. I am not complaining that I now have a work from home job. This makes my life 1,000 times easier.
That's so good.
You can stay in your pajamas all day.
Not when I'm
training. When I'm training, I better be like normal, like I am when I'm on camera doing my vids, because I don't need the trainer to see my zombified mess when I first get up in the morning. Be like, "Hi, how you doing? Give me a moment, coffee."
I didn't think about Zoom calls and stuff. I didn't think about
Meet
that.
my greeter with a cigarette in one hand, coffee in the other. How you doing?
Or just keep it like this. Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah.
No, they got to be able to see me. I have already been told.
Yeah. No,
but it works perfectly with my streaming schedule. Tuesdays and Wednesdays off, so I can be on Rob's panel. I'll probably switch my streams to Tuesdays now because of that. after Keely's, so I'm not bumping into her.
Mhm.
And I work, let's see here, from 8 to 4:30 on Sundays. All other days it's 7 to 3:30. So I am not complaining about the schedule at all.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Why do so many
Jamie, the
YouTubers?
reason why I do is it
That's a good
works
question,
as
Jamie.
a good, it keeps me calm. It
Oh,
keeps
keeps
me
me
calm without having to deal with all the horrific side effects of Zoloft.
Mm.
And I
Keeps me
know they said
calm.
it is bad for you. I'm not going to tell you it's not bad for you, but I will take this over being an unfeeling zombie who can't even access her emotions if she tried any day.
I hear you.
Keely, mate, Gary is on my Discord.
Yeah, I'm on it.
He's
I
on there,
just don't really go on it because I'm so
I'll-
busy all the time.
right?
I'll tag him so you know his
You see
link.
me on there like what? Like maybe once a month?
Mhm.
Mostly I just put Marcus Red, Marcus Red, Marcus Red, Marcus Red. Okay.
Gareth, I've tagged you on the general talk so you know what is.
Speaking of Marcus Red,
Again, all these notifications come through. Yeah,
I
I see
know.
him, and I'm just like, whoa, that's a lot of. I can't keep up. All right, back to work.
Are you enjoying your new job?
Yeah, it's good. It's really busy right now. Today was my first day off in 7 days.
Ooh,
Because I
no
did
wonder you
the.
fell asleep in the floor.
Yeah, I was kind of. I tried to clean my truck. I started cleaning it. It was pretty hot outside. Got overheated. Came inside to cool down. Laid on the rug. And then just
Like a little cat.
yeah, I was like a little cat. I got my ceiling fan going, so the breeze was coming down. I was just like, okay. And then my phone was on silent, so I didn't even hear anything come through.
It's all good.
You know how sometimes when you grab your phone and you accidentally flip that switch, you don't even realize it? I've done that a couple times. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
missed a lot of texts and phone calls like that before.
It's fine. I'm gonna call it 8 though because like I've got something coming up in
Oh yeah.
tomorrow, so I need to get better.
But for
Yes.
for Hen and PB, I'm in the mood for love. Simply because you're near me. Funny, but when you're near me, I'm in the mood for love.
So sweet.
Take care, guys, and I'll see you all soon.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Keely.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you for coming on.
No problem.